Every time I speak, I want the truth to come out. And even if I get in trouble, you know what I'm saying? Ain't that what we're supposed to do? I'm not saying I'm gonna rule the world or I'm gonna change the world, but I guarantee that I will spark the brain that will change the world.
All right, everybody, put your hands in the air and face the fucking ball.
Listen, it's in there right now, sticking the place up. Word right now?
EPMD, yo, is in this the winners. A brand new LP, so mind your business.
Is EPMD the most sampled rap group of all
Yeah,
time?
it's kind of fact. Because I think somebody else made a case for it though, but I think that when you look at when Biggie Smalls' first demo came was It's My Thing. If you look at Jay-Z and Foxy with It's My Thing, if you look at You a Customer, again you can name Puffy and used it about 1,000 times. I just talked to Premier about Mass Appeal was You a Customer. You know, Get At Me Dog was EPMD, Get the Bozak. Headbanger was done by the Rough Riders over again.
The Rough Riders, the Rough Riders, the Rough Riders.
So What You're Saying was done by Benny C and Memphis Bleak. Again, and it was just a ton of it, SWV. Again, it was, you're right, we was sampled a whole lot. Johnny, you know, we was sampled a lot in our time. I think the stuff that we was doing was before our time.
Did you feel the love in the mailbox?
You know what? I didn't feel it getting publishing until I knew what it was. Because again, I was going through my own stuff in my own crew. So when it separated, when I got to Atlanta, I started really seeing everything open up. Because when I got to Georgia, I was broke, but they didn't know that. Dallas Austin said, oh shit, Erick Sermon's in my studio. So I was in dark. Dallas showed me mad love, gave me Studio B, a room. Like, yo, you can have this room here. So and so, boom, boom. So I took the room, whatever like that, and I started doing stuff for Dallas. And then Puffy called for Who's the Man, and my first single was Hitting Switches.
Check, here I go again, check me out, bust the flavor. You know my clout went from rugged.
And that's when I saw Biggie Smalls, and Biggie was like, yo, telling Tracy Waples, I had to get on that Erick Sermon album. You know what I mean? Go get Biggie Smalls' last interview in Rap Pages. They asked Biggie, so who do you like right now? He said, yo, I like Erick Sermon. Like if I right now I feel myself. If I want to come up, I like how homie move. But nobody would never know that though.
What does that do for you when people talk about you like that, man?
Well,
especially a legend. You was before him too.
Yeah, but definitely notorious. Again, for him to say, at my video, he was sitting there, you know, watching. You know, yes, Hitting Switches. He was at, because it was produced by Puffy and Hype Williams, and he was there. You know, it's a rumor that, and in the room, my boy said, Erick, I brung you Biggie. You know, and I didn't know that. And he said, yo, you asked Clark Kent and stuff, and you asked Mr. C, they'll tell you, yeah, Erick, you came in the barbershop to meet him. I remember. I know I had Wu-Tang Clan. I told this on the record too. I had
you
Ludacris.
had a chance to sign
Wu-Tang. I knew Raekwon when he was through Allah. I went to his building in Staten Island. My best friend his father had a church.
Okay.
And I took a picture on my iRock with all the Wu-Tang Clan. There wasn't a Wu-Tang Clan yet.
So why would you pass on
I was too young to know what that was.
Okay.
I was already famous myself. I didn't know about that.
Right.
Even when Ludacris had me in Atlanta, I didn't know. He came to my house with Dats the whole night. I didn't know. I was having too much fun in Georgia, and I was too young to know about having these groups and signing them at the time.
When we talk about Biggie Smalls, right? Do you know why you possibly wouldn't have known what that was when he walked in? You think you probably judged him right off of his appearance, like, nah, that ain't gonna work?
I didn't get a chance to see him.
Oh, you get
They said that when I was supposed to go see him.
You superstar Biggie Smalls?
No, it wasn't that. The barbershop.
I told you I don't want to meet nobody.
No, the barbershop that he was at, I didn't go to that day. But they was telling me about him, whatever. And again, you gotta ask them. I gotta ask my boy the whole thing that went down. But I know about that last interview when they asked him about who he liked. He mentioned me, nobody else.
Everybody be talking crazy good shit about you, dog.
Right.
You made
well, I had a list. So for him to come out with the list in Mace, I already had it. So I guess he was looking at like, yo, okay, well the lisp he has, you know, that's working for him. So I'm good. You know.
Do you have a Tupac story?
But Pop, well, I tell you what, just the rim shop. He used to be in the front of the rim shop. And like, you know, customers walk in, they were seeing behind the desk. You know, I didn't.
Behind the desk.
It's so bugged out because, damn, Jack, you were saying what I used to say. I don't know why I didn't work with him because He's over here with MC Bree. You know, MC Bree in Atlanta too.
Yeah,
I'm at Bree's house all the time. I don't know what happened that I didn't get with Pac, and he was in Atlanta. And Lisa told me, let me take one Lisa aside. She said,
Okay.
She said, Erick, listen, if Tupac come and get me, you know that, you know, me and you would never happen. I said, I'm cool. I just got to Atlanta, so I wasn't tripping.
Right.
But she loved that man, loved him.
Left Eye used to kick it with Tupac.
Yeah, that was her man at one time.
Ripley's, believe it or not.
So
Get the fuck out of here. Whoa. So like, what was your impression of Tupac when you met the guy? And when, because obviously he hadn't did enough to impress you.
Well, it wasn't that. He was just mad. He was mad cool. But again, don't forget, I knew Pac from Digital Underground as a dancer. Don't forget. So that time he was young at the time. But don't forget, I also met him on the set of Juice. Don't forget, me and Paz in the Juice for 10 seconds. So in Juice, he was like everybody else, like, you know, a fan of the group. You know, EPMD, a fan of the group. That's what it was. It was like, you know, what's up, a fan of the group. You know. So in '91, I met him in Juice, but I knew him with Digital Underground.
Yo, YouTube, what up? It's your homie Gab. I'm in the building, and this is MAKAVELI Media. Now, this interview right here was something that I was trying to find for y'all because I thought this was just like some of the dopest shit ever. Erick Sherman was that nigga. I mean, me, in my opinion, Erick Sherman should have been as big as Kanye West is right now. For his contribution to hip hop during the early and I'd say late 90s. All types of acts came through the hands of E-Double. EPMD is one of the most legendary hip hop groups to ever come out of New York, straight up. And it's just amazing to me to hear Erick Sherman explain how he almost signed Biggie Smalls, Wu-Tang Clan, Ludacris. I mean, these are just names that may be a little obscure to the public concerning being connected to Erick Sherman, but it was so many groups that he did sign and he did produce for. And, you know, it just blew my mind. I'm like, wow, I heard this years ago, but I had to find it and bring it back to the public because I just think it was awesome to hear him talk about it. And what else I really find interesting was he said he can't figure out why he didn't work with Tupac. Now, that would have been crazy. A Tupac E-Double collabo, that would have been just as dope as, you know, seeing Erick Sherman produced for Biggie. Because for obvious reasons, Biggie both got a list like Erick Sherman, and, you know, I just think the styles would have really gelled really good, but Pac and E-Double, that would have been dope, man. That would have been hot. I just think, you know, Erick was really good at giving artists a signature sound, like, you know, how his tracks complimented everybody from like Daz Effects to like Redman. You know, I think it would have just been dope to hear Erick and Pac in the studio create some wicked shit. You know what I mean? And plus, low key, I think if Biggie had signed with Erick, it would have been no beef with Tupac. I think Pac and Big would have stayed solid, and I think the rest would have been hip-hop history. Tell me what you guys think. Leave your thoughts in the comment section. Don't forget to turn on them post notifications so you be the first ones to get it when I drop that shit. Anyway, don't forget to sub to the channel. This is MAKAVELI Media. It's been a pleasure as always. I'm your homie Gab. I'm signing off. I'm about to hit y'all with the peace.